So whether you'll be flying, driving, or hitchhiking, I'm kidding. I hope you're not hitchhiking. Does anybody do that anymore? I have not seen anybody out on the road with their thumb out. I don't see that anymore. We did that when I was a kid, and I did that. And how dangerous was that, right? Crazy. I was the wild child. I was. All right. Okay, so we will be talking a road trip. We will be discussing how to travel, before you go. And here, let me just get to our agenda. So we'll be talking about what to do before you go, stuff that you can do to prepare yourself, what you can do once you get there, and then what you can do while you're there, and ways to kind of control your portion control. Did I hit record? I think I did. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that. It doesn't show it to me on this end when I've got full screen. So let's see. We'll be talking about fitness on the road and finding balance while traveling. And as always, we will have time, excuse me, for Q&A. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Oh my, not working. Maybe it's my battery in my mouse. Working. Okay, well, let me do it by hand. All right. So and get this thing to move. So sorry, guys. Bear with me. Why won't it? I guess I got to change the battery. All right. Well, I'll just have to manage without them. All right. So before you go on your trip, throughout this program, you guys, one of the biggest questions I get is, what can I snack on? What can I snack on? What can I snack on? So I keep learning about more and new and different things, but there's a lot of pre-packaged snacks that we can get, like these Mario pitted snack olives. That just came up recently. That was a new find. So I wanted to put a picture of that out, and we'll be discussing that further into this talk today. But there's a lot of different things that you can get, but you might want to go to find them online on Amazon or some of your favorite online stores. Because I've never seen these Mario snacks at the regular grocery store. So you want to get, Amazon's great. It's 1 or 2 days at your doorstep, depending on where you live. So stuff like this, your bars, your turkey jerkies, all of your different, snack packy types of things, you want to, before you go, get on your favorite websites or Amazon or whatever and get those prepared or pre-ordered so that you have them. You can put them in your carry-on, put them in your bags, put them in your car, put them in your ice chest, however you're planning to travel. Ordering your prepackaged snacks will save you a ton of stress, and it'll keep you out of the drive-thrus. I know, as you know, I have family in California, which now my daughter moved, so it's a 7-hour drive, and it's almost impossible not to stop at a fast food unless you are prepared. So having your snacks is really, really important. So buying them before you get there is really helpful. And then preparing your food. If you're driving, that's going to be a lot easier. You bring your ice chest. And by the way, there's things that you can buy, like a small ice chest that you can plug into your car to keep things cool. Someone the other day was asking about, well, what do you do with those little blue ice things? They don't last all that long. Well, there are little ice chests that are meant to be portable that you can plug into your car and keep your food cold. There's also the same, it's even, I think, one in the same. So buy a couple of them if you're going to be traveling, something that you plug into your car and it keeps your food warm. So if your job requires you to drive a lot, I have like my real estate agents, they're just in their car all day, or people that are in sales that have a big territory, all of Arizona, or maybe Arizona, New Mexico, and whatever, Nevada. If you're driving in a big area, you're going to need to have ways to bring your foods, keeping them cold and keeping them warm. So buying those little ice chest and warm packs, you just plug them right into your car. But prepping your food in advance, just like we do at home on regular every week, hopefully that's what you guys are doing. It will really help keep the stress out of, what you're going to do on the road. Because, and I've shared this before, every time I get on the road, I'm like, you know what? It's been forever since I've had fast food. I'll just allow myself to have it. And then I get in there and I look and I make the mistake, and it's probably a good mistake. Maybe it's not a mistake. You start looking at the calorie counts, $1,200 or 1,200 calories for that sandwich, for that one sandwich. That's like what you're going to have in a whole day. And you realize, and you see the fat grams, and it's the saturated fats. You start looking at the nutrition facts, it almost makes it difficult to buy that sort of stuff. So if you are prepared, it will really save you a lot of stress. Something you can do before you go also is Google, the location, whether you're staying at your sister's house, your mother's house, your daughter's house, an Airbnb, a hotel, you're going to a conference, whatever the address where you're going. So do some research and find a grocery store within hopefully walking distance. That would be ideal. Or restaurants within walking distance. This will give you an opportunity to walk while you're on your trip. So if you know that there's a little, it might be a mini mart, but if you can get some fresh fruit or fresh vegetables or some basic things at that local little mini mart, that's fine. You might pay a little bit more, but it's worth it. And then restaurants. If you Google the restaurants that are in walking distance or within, a short distance, you can look at their menu in advance. So you can kind of review it with your company, whether you're traveling with your family or colleagues or whatever the situation is. Say, hey, I found this restaurant and they have a pretty great menu. And yourself, there's a lot of compliant foods on their menu that you can eat and stay on program. There's some that there's nothing on the menu works. And there's some that plenty of things on the menu works. So if you do your research in advance, it'll really help you take any stress off of, oh my God, I'm going to gain 10 pounds when I travel. You really, really don't have to if you do a little bit of homework before you leave. And then what will you have available? What I mean by that is, does your Airbnb have utensils? Does it have frying pans? Does it offer salt and pepper? Does it have, spices? Do they have paper towels? What do they have there? If it's a hotel, is there a microwave? Is there a mini fridge? You might want to pay a little extra or ask them to, sometimes they can just put it in the room for you if you ask for it. So by having those things, you can really make it easier to be on the go and still stay compliant with what you're trying to accomplish, which is, you're not trying to lose weight while on vacation necessarily, but we just don't want to gain weight, right? We want to stay healthy and stay on point. If you are on your first 12 weeks, then you definitely want to stay on point. This is not just about weight loss, it's about healing the gut, clearing up the liver, balancing the hormones. And if we start to go off, and then we go off again and we go off again, had a little alcohol, had a little sugar, had a little gluten, had a little dairy, it really starts to set you backwards. So the more compliant you can stay, especially that first 12 weeks, the better off you're going to be. So these are some things that you can do before you even go on your trip. You can do it a month before, a week before, but definitely before you leave. Okay. So number 2, what can we do when we are traveling? You're either on the road or in the airport or however you're getting there. So there's lots and lots of different options. Protein powders, your protein bars are the Dang bars. the Epic bars, which you see pictured, the Kirkland brand. Now, protein powders, rather than you try to bring the whole canister, it is sold in packets. And even if you're not buying the Platinum Wellness brand, a lot of different companies do offer the packets, which makes it so much easier to travel. If you know you're going to be traveling for an entire day, you're going to be in and out of airports, you put one or two of those packets in your carry-on or in your purse, and then you carry an empty refillable water bottle, and then you can just fill it up with water. You can go to a Starbucks and ask them to fill it with water or bio-water, and then you can just shake it up. And now you at least have a good, healthy source of protein. Remember, you never want to skip your protein. Silly thing. Nuts or nut butter packets. Again, those are things you can buy in advance online if you can't find them in the stores. But nuts they travel well. You could make your own trail mix. If you do make your own trail mix, because nuts are pretty calorically dense and those calories add up real fast, I would recommend you put them in portion control bags. So say, for example, you're making your own trail mix and you're doing, mixed nuts, make sure it's maxed out at a 1/4 cup per baggie. And if you wanted to add some dried fruit, keep in mind, dry fruit is like half the size is its hydrated fruit. So it's easy to overeat the dried fruit. So use your dried fruit minimally. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to let her in because my thing isn't working. Oh shoot. Oh, come on. Oh shoot. I'm not going to be able to let her in. Oh, darn it. All right. Cut up veggies, those travel well. You don't even really need refrigeration for those. I take the bag of like you see pictured. I take the bag of baby carrots, and it's easy. You don't need refrigeration. I forget about it. And then 2 days later, I find them in my bag and I can nosh on them some more. And they tasted just fine. You know what? I'm going to just see if I can't change this battery real quick. I am so sorry. Oh, it's working. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, so turkey jerky. That's what you see pictured at the bottom here. Beef jerky is fine as long as there's no sugar added. The first 12 weeks we're off beef. Obviously, if you can get grass-fed beef, that's going to be better. But if you're in your first 12 weeks, turkey jerky is fine. You just want to go sugar-free or 0 sugar added. Tillamook makes a good one. There's all different kinds of jerkies out there, but it doesn't need refrigeration. It's a good source of protein. But most of them have added sugar, so you really want to be mindful of that. So if you're staying compliant, you want to go 0 sugar added or sugar free. You want to bring a refillable water bottle. You can make your protein shakes in it. You want to make sure you're staying hydrated. That's super important as well. It helps you count, and it helps you keep your water intake. Whether you're on the program or you've already passed the program, we still need to try to get half your body weight in ounces of water. And when we're traveling, we're excited and we tend to forget our water. So this is just something that I think is pretty important, is making sure that you get your water. Sometimes traveling, you don't want to carry the refillable, obviously, then get the disposable ones. But with the refillables, it's just nice. It's easy to count your ounces, and you can carry a bigger bottle. And I can put ice in mine too, so it makes it nice. Hard-boiled eggs, they travel well. And those you can buy pre-made and pre-peeled. So like if you're traveling in your car, you're not going to try to peel an egg while you're driving. These will need refrigeration, so you want to eat those if you're on the airplane, eat them sooner than later. But your egg is a really quality, good quality source of protein. So those are always really good. And then those olive packets that I was just talking about. I'm not a big fan of green olives myself, just flavor wise, doesn't do anything for me, but I love the black ones. And those particular, that Mario brand, they're packaged for travel because it says there's no real juice in there. So it's not going to spill all over your lap. It's not going to spill all over your lap when you're driving or on the airplane or whatever. Also tuna or salmon packets. You know, you just rip it open. You bring a plastic fork, or you can get one through in the airport if that's where you are. But those come in handy. Those might be something that you keep in your hotel room as well. Again, a great source of protein. Obviously, you want the wild caught. It's a healthier version, but these are some snack ideas. All right, so when you get there, so here's a picture of the tuna. All right, so when you get there, so you can go to your grocery store and stock up on some of your good things. The restaurants in your surrounding areas, or the excursions that you go to, kind of do your homework. You've done that homework in advance before you left. But when you get there, allow yourself, if possible, obviously you're on vacation, you're trying to have a good time. But if at all possible, you're doing yourself a favor, just like we meal prep in real life, right? Say yes. We're all doing that, yes? Good. Good students. I know it's a pain in the butt, but we have to prepare something anyway. It might as well be something that's going to serve us, right? But getting that done. Making sure, oh yeah, does your hotel or where you're staying have the refrigerator, microwave, any utensils? So if they have bowls, you could scramble an egg in the microwave if they have nothing else. So there's, just find out, make sure you have all that stuff. But if you do, you know, and there's a bowl and there's a spoon and there's a fork and they have salt and they have the things you need, you could certainly buy some eggs at the store, or you can have some eggs for breakfast. Finding a farmer's market, that might be a little bit more of a challenge, but if you're traveling in a place that's kind of foreign to you, maybe if it's overseas, this is a great way to experience your location, where you're at. It's a great way for you to experience what the locals are eating, what the locals are growing. You're supporting the local farmers in that area where you're traveling. It's going to be fresh. It's likely to be organic. But it's a really great way to immerse yourself in local customary foods. So that's something you can do in advance. Okay, I'm going to Tucson. And do they have a farmer's market in that area? Yes, it's on Thursdays, or yes, it's on Sundays. So that way you can at least plan to go if it works out for your timing and your schedule. But if you arrive on a Thursday and they have them on Fridays, that's perfect. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But it's a nice way to get outside, to meet the locals, talk to the locals, get a sense of the culture, and eat healthy at the same time. So some of the things you can buy when you get there that might work in an Airbnb or even in a hotel with very limited access to cooking, you know, a bag of greens, just a bag of spring mix. There's your salad. You can, you know, your packets of tuna or salmon. You can put that right there on your salad. Pre-cut veggies, buy them already pre-cut. That's easy. Maybe a rotisserie chicken. That way it's pre-made. You can nosh on that for breakfast, or maybe have that for lunch before you go out for the day. That's a nice way to get your protein in. Your pre-cooked brown rice packets, you can buy those in advance at Costco. Don't forget, guys, those are 3 servings per bowl, just so you know. Those pre-cooked hard-boiled eggs, fresh fruit if you're on fruit. Apples travel well, but something that doesn't really need cutting, like an apple or even some blueberries or some berries. Those are always really nice. Hopefully you can find them at your farmers markets. And of course, nuts. Those are things that will go very well in your hotel room. So get those, you can get those while you're there as well. All right, so portion control while you're on the road. You're obviously not going to bring your scale and your measuring cup and your tablespoons and your teaspoons and your all of that stuff. So if you're trying to still continue to count your calories and you're still tracking, one thing you can look at is 1 cup is about a fist, or at least the size of a woman's fist. So, and if you're veggies, you know, they're on the all-you-can-eat plan. There's never a limit to vegetables. Vegetables are your anti-aging. They're your minerals, they're your vitamins, they're your antioxidants. And you all know, if you've counted calorie ever, how low in calories they are. So that's where your vitamin treasure trove is. So don't ever be shy with those. But if you're trying to count calories, you can see it looks like about the size of a fist on your plate at the restaurant, or maybe it's the size of 2 fists, even better. It'll give you an idea how to count. Your palm, especially a woman-sized palms, man is going to be bigger, but for all of us, man or woman, I would say go with the size of your palm. If you're at the restaurant, and I would say the thickness as well. If you're at a restaurant and it's twice the size of your palm, you know you're probably getting about 6 ounces. I'm not mad at that, but just kind of mentally understand you're getting more calories if you're trying to count calories. And 6 ounces isn't terrible. 4 ounces is going to be about 20 grams of fat, so 6 ounces is going to be about 30 grams. I'd like to see you get about 20 grams per meal. I know cheese is off the menu, but if you are, the size of your finger, 2 cups of, or 2 cupped palm, you know, your palms, is 2/3 cup of rice. As you all know, 1/2 cup of rice is the max per sitting. So that's going to be too much. A lot of restaurants will just cover the whole plate in rice and then put the food on top on the bed of rice, because rice is cheap and it's filling. So just be mindful, especially if it's a white rice or a regular like rice pilaf. They're delicious, but understand those will put your body in fat storage. So be super careful and mindful on your amounts of that. So your fat, like butter. So your thumb would be about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of fat. Obviously, butter doesn't come in this shape, but you get an idea. And obviously, you have your hands with you. You don't have to bring anything. So that's why I'm using your hands as measurements. And then the very tip of your finger, if you're trying to figure out oil, that's about it. So that would be about a teaspoon of your oils. So that's kind of the handy dandy little measuring way, something that you can do while you're traveling. We don't have to bring any tools with us. All right, this is my favorite part. This is why we exercise, right? So that we can go out and have the fun and go out and do the things. So number 1, keep in mind, we're not trying to get in shape while we're on vacation. You're just trying to stay in shape. It's likely that we're going to be eating things that are kind of out of normal, hopefully not too much, but you know, so we want to make sure we're still moving our body to kind of balance that out. So you can also do YouTube videos. Every hotel room, I would think, or even your phone has a YouTube. So you can dance along or do some home, look up home workouts with no equipment. And you can do exercises and just do 10, 15, 20 minutes. Resistance bands travel very well. And again, you can go to YouTube and go resistance bands workouts. And there's just hundreds of things. But resistance bands will give you the strength training that will help you keep you muscle tone, keep your metabolism running as efficiently as possible. Taking a walk outside, explore the town that you're in. Just even if you're in a big city, you can't really see the buildings. it's just hard to understand the height and everything else. If you're in the car or in the bus, go for the walks, walking in and out of the different buildings and in the stores and whatnot. Walk to your restaurants. That's why it's important to find out where the restaurants are nearby. If there's one within a mile, you can walk well, hopefully you can walk a mile or half a mile or whatever your limitations are. But challenge yourself, get that extra. If you're having a nice dinner and it's half a mile away, walking half a mile after dinner is not a bad thing. Skipping the bus tour. Again, do the walking tours, do the bike tours. You know, you can rent out bikes, rent a bike, rent a kayak, the ATVs like you see in the bottom here, your paddle boats, your kayaks, all of that stuff. This is why we work out, so that we can get outside, we can enjoy the water, we can enjoy the sunshine, we can enjoy all of those things, rappelling, snorkeling, surfing, just walking along the beach in the water. That it causes resistance for your legs. It's going to get you a nice workout. And use the pool. Why not? It's a beautiful pool. Most hotels have a beautiful pool. You might as well use it. We're so used to going out and laying out and watching the kids do all the stuff. But get in the pool. Even if you're just walking around, you can walk and talk and bond. But if you got any kids or grandkids with you, get in the pool. They will love you for it. My grandson's, I'm Splashy Graham. That's my nickname, or at least it was when I lived in my condo back in California. I had a pool. And so I was Splashy Graham, and the kids love it. But even if you don't have kids, that's okay. Walking back and forth, doing push-ups on the edge of the pool, but use the pool, enjoy the pool. A lot of them are heated, so they're not too cold, but get outside and move your body. If you're staying at a resort that's nice and it's got a lot of area to walk around it, explore it. Even if you're not going, if you're staying within the compound of the resort, enjoy all of it. Enjoy their landscaping. Walk from one end to the other. Once you have your breakfast, walk all the way around it. Same with lunch or dinner. Use the pool, skip the bus tour, rent a bike or a paddle boat or a kayak. It's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. This is why we exercise. All right, so tip number six is finding balance. Number one, we're on vacation, so we all want to have a cocktail or drinks and wine and all of the things, but keep in mind they're all empty calories. And so I would, again, we're bringing our water bottle. At least alternate between water and drink, just to stay hydrated, because alcohol is dehydrating. And if you feel like crap in the morning, you're not going to enjoy your trip. So if you're alternating your drink with your water, if you have a full water in between, that'll help cut your calories in half. And just being careful. You want to make sure you can still put an umbrella in a drink that does not have sugar in it. We're used to, you think of pina coladas, which is like all sugar, or Mai Tai or stuff like that, where they're blended and they're pretty colors and the colors of the sunsets and they're blue, whatever, they're blue Hawaiians. Those are full of sugars. Those are they can be 600 calories and 30, 40 grams of sugar. They're a lot. So if you have, say, a vodka soda or tequila soda, you can still put an umbrella in it, put an orange wedge in it, and it looks pretty, it looks festive. It still gives you that little happy hour buzz, so to speak. But just be super mindful of that and know that it is dehydrating your body. Taking time to rest. Okay, we're on vacation, and I'm the one who needs that advice the most, I think. That's why that's why it's there. I just want to go, do. I want to do all the things. I don't want to miss anything. And I get back from my vacation and I'm exhausted because I went and I did, and I went and I did, and I went and I did. So as I said, go in the pool. That's great. You should. But it's okay to take a nap on the side too. It's okay to take some rest. And when I went to, where did I go with Cindy? We went to Cancun, and we were right on the beach, and it was a perfect opportunity for me to go out and face the ocean, just sit on the sand and just having my breathing, my breathing exercises, my meditation, and my prayer time. You know, we pray at home, we have our meditation, we have our personal spiritual practice, whatever that looks like for you. We do it at home. There's no, what better place to do it than sitting on a beach or sitting looking at the lake or overlooking the mountains if that's where you're at. I mean, this is God's country. I mean, it just almost gives you goosebumps thinking about this whole, look where you're at, how lucky you are to be there. Be in gratitude for with where you are. Pull out your gratitude journal. I probably wrote that in this list. But taking time to do all these things while you're on vacation really brings an appreciation for the vacation. And I don't ever come away from those things not feeling better, not feeling uplifted. So why not start your day, if you can, with these things? And if you're at an ocean, a lake, or in the mountains, or somewhere with a beautiful view, uh, enjoy that. This recapping your day in a journal, this is really important. And I did this when I went to Europe. I was 21 years old. I wish I still had it. But every night I would fill out my journal about what we did today, where we ate, what we saw, the places that we visited, the churches that we went to, the sites that the different landmarks, different European things. And what we ate, the restaurants, the funny thing about the bathrooms, how funky they were, anything that stood out to you, a funny joke, somebody fell in the water, whatever it was. Because I can promise you, if you write in your journal, you're on a week's, 7 days on your vacation, and you come back and you put this journal away, and in a month from now, you open up that journal, you will have forgotten a lot of that stuff. So you're going, oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. You get to literally relive it. So it's just a nice way to enjoy your day, enjoy your vacation again. And it's a way to find balance. And it reminds you of stuff that you want to do or not do on your next vacation as well. But you kind of take a lot of it for granted. We're doing, we're being, we're there. And then we come home and we get back to regular life. If you're writing it in a journal, it's really a cool way to get to relive it weeks and months and years later. Treating yourself to a massage or facial. Hello, we're on vacation, right? This is time to relax. And most vacation, at least for me growing up, is all about the food. It's always all about the food, right? Where are we going for dinner? What's for lunch? What are we having for breakfast? Oh, did you see this restaurant and that restaurant and this restaurant? So it is a lot surrounded with food. So in order to distract us from not just food, get a massage. You're here to relax as well. So get a facial, treat yourself. This is all self-care. A lot of us don't have time for this kind of stuff. When we get back home, we go back to work and we have the families and the house and the kids and the bills and all the regular day-to-day life. Doing these kinds of things might be more of a challenge. So book it in advance and set yourself up for a win so that it's all booked and ready to go when you get there. And you come away feeling and looking amazing. You don't come back from your vacation looking haggard and tired. Also, taking time to stretch. This is something you can do anywhere. This is something I did on the beach in Cancun with my friend. I also did yoga on the beach, which is really nice. But just taking time to stretch. When you're stretching your muscles, you're working them, believe it or not. Stretching is very underrated. You're actually working your muscles. So there's that. But also when you stretch your muscles, you're physically releasing from the stress that's stored in your body. we store stress in a lot of places, but a lot of times it's in our hips, it's in our muscles, it's in our joints. So if we can stretch, do some hip openers, opening up the shoulders, opening up your heart chakra, reaching your hands behind, just opening up through this area, stretching out your back, side body stretch. You're actually working your muscles, but you're also releasing the stress. Again, part of the point of a vacation is to release stress and let some of that old last week, last month, last year stuff go. And stretching is a great way to do it. Ah, I guess I'm done. Does anybody have any questions or anything to add to that? Some of you joined in late. Does anybody have any vacations coming up? Right. So if you guys want to copy my email address, if you think of a question that you want to ask me later, take a screenshot of this now, and then you can email me anytime you like. If you haven't joined the program yet, here's the phone number. You can call the office, set up a meeting with Dr. Infantino, see if this is a fit for you, and see if what he does can help you with what you're struggling with or dealing with. You're already in the program. Thank you for showing up for yourself and either listening to this as a replay or showing up live. And if you're a past client and you're just revisiting, welcome back. I love you all so much. I'm so happy to see you all. Does anybody have any questions other than travel that they are struggling with or would like? Maybe it's just a food question or a cleanse or a supplement question.
I have a win, Tammy.
Oh, wonderful. Well, please share.
I lost 10 pounds in 4 weeks.
Wow. 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 That's really good. Christina's been with us for a while and she's come a long way. She really has. So congratulations, Christina. Everything else going okay?
Yes, my blood sugar is back up, but that's because I started back drinking juice and
That'll do
tea
it.
with tea with honey and stuff like that. So
Well,
yeah,
you
I
know
just
what
have
to
to
do. You know what
cut
to do.
those out and yeah, I was recommended that I don't do any artificial sweetener drinks at all because that's still my mind thinks it's sugar. I don't know how that would work with my body or anything, but I've been doing artificial drinks like the Crystal Light packets, the different flavors, and they're not Crystal Light only, but they're Jolly Rancher and all the rest of them. I get
Yeah.
all these packets from Amazon or from Fry's or from Walmart, and yeah, I've been on them for years, and I don't know if it's been making a difference or not making a difference as far as me eating more sweets or not.
Well, what you can do is use stevia in your tea. Did you say you're
Hmm.
drinking tea with honey? So
Yeah, the,
substitute out
the
your,
Arizona tea with ginseng and honey.
oh, so you're not making it yourself.
Right. Now, when I make it myself, I do put honey in it, or I put agave.
Agave is better. It's not going to raise your blood sugars like honey will.
Okay, I'll use agave from now on.
And then you could also use a stevia, or you could use a monk fruit as well.
Okay. Okay.
Those two should not raise blood sugars.
Yeah.
And then there was something else you said. Oh, juice. Yeah, juice. Don't drink your fruit. Eat your fruit and eat it in moderation. It is a sugar, and B, it's a carbohydrates.
Okay.
One and the same. Sugars are carbohydrates. But if we're trying to manage those and keep those on the lower side, when you have juice, they literally pulled out all the fiber, which now it spikes your blood sugars. If you're eating a whole orange, it's full of the fiber, so it's not going to spike it unless you have 3 or 4 oranges. That's because that's a lot. But if you have an orange juice, that will spike your blood sugars. Orange juice is the first thing they give you when you donate blood because they're afraid your blood sugars will drop. It will spike your blood sugars. So don't drink your fruit, eat your fruit, but eat it in moderation.
What about cranberry juice, the 100% pure? Can I drink that?
You can. It's the unsweetened one. It's
Yeah.
it's terrible. I'll tell you, it's quick. I was having a UTI issue, and I thought, well, more is better, right? Go big or go
Yeah.
home. So I got the unsweetened cranberry juice, and I drank the whole bottle within a day, and I broke out. It's all kinds of hives, and I went to the doctor, and she said I had mites, and then I had to clean out all of my wash every piece of laundry, everything in my closet, wash all my sheets, wash everything in the house, and I was like, I have a big walk-in closet. That's a lot. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Well, I stopped drinking the cranberry juice and it went away and it was fine. So it turned out it was not the mites. It was the juice, but I don't know if it was just an allergic reaction or if just having that much would do that to anybody. But you can have that. It's just, and you could sweeten it with your monk fruit or stevia, and then maybe add a little sparkling water to it. And
Yeah.
that might be a very pleasant little drink. And of course, it's good for your bladder and your kidneys.
And that's what I've been doing, but I've also been drinking cran watermelon ocean spray.
Ocean Spray has high fructose corn syrup, most of them,
Okay. Okay.
as far as I know. But look at your ingredients. That's the number one piece of advice. Look at your ingredient list, especially if you see it has carbs. We want to know where they're coming from. Carbs, sugars are a carb. Fibers are a carb. So if it's full of fiber, if it's got 10 carbohydrates and 9 fibers, it's only got 1 net carb because your body doesn't absorb the fiber. So you don't count those, you minus that out. But if it's got 10 carbs and 9 sugars, that's a lot of sugar.
Can I do it on occasion, like alcohol?
Yeah. Yeah. So see, the less the better. Find ways to sweeten it yourself.
Okay.
And that way you're in control of what the sweetener is, and you're in control of what you're putting in your body, and you're going to see a better result.
Okay.
Especially if you're having blood sugar issues.
Yeah. It had went down to normal. It was at 5.3 and now it's back up to 6.2.
Yeah. All right. Well, your body's telling you something.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your share. Anybody else have anything? Any questions or comments?
What was the name of the marinara sauce that you recommended?
You're asking about marinara?
Wasn't there one that you mentioned that was good?
Yes. Well, there's a couple. There's Raos, there's Victoria, and I buy the Simple Truth, organic, no sugar added. And that's like in the $3 range, whereas Victoria's and the Raos is like $7. It's half the price. And I find it at Kroger Fries.
Okay.
The Simple Truth, it is organic, and it says on the front, no sugar added, which is the main, sugar's the enemy, guys. I mean, someone asked me how much, I'm like 0. I mean, it's going to happen. Vegetables even have a little bit, slightly a bit of sugars. So we're going to get them. But if we aim for 0, your body will be in a fat storage mode. If we aim for sometimes we're going to be in fat storage. If we don't even pay attention, we will be in fat storage. I think Kimberly had a question.
Yeah, I'm on month 7 and I've lost weight consistently until after 6 months. And this last month, I'm just the same weight every day, every day, every day. I'm not budging. Any suggestions?
I would have to see your journal pages, and I would have to know what you're doing for your workout. If your calories are the same, the same, the same, the same, the same. So say, for example, you're staying between, 11 and 1300 or 11 and 1400, and it's the same, same, and your exercise is the same, same. That tells me your body has adapted. So then what I would suggest is calorie cycle. So maybe one day do a little bit lower on the 1100 calorie. How tall are you?
5'9".
Yeah, so 1100 is a little on the low side. So go on the lower side for you, whatever your lower is, maybe it's 12 or whatever. And then do a high day, do a 1600 calorie day, and then cut somewhere in the middle and then come back down. So if you're surprising your body, because it sounds like your body has adapted to what you're doing. Body's very smart. So it adapts. It's just like if I lift a 5-pound weight at first, oh my gosh, my muscle's so sore, and I can really feel it. But if I keep doing that, I'll be able to do it for all day long because my body's adapted. It got stronger. So what I need to do is lift an 8-pound weight or pick up a 10-pound weight or do something different. So your calorie cycle would be one day to get out of your same. So your body will be shocked. We're going to surprise the body there. And then whatever you're doing for exercise, do something different. So if walking is all you're doing, go take a yoga class, go take a dance class, which is cardio, so it might almost be similar, but do maybe Pilates, or maybe go lift some weights. If what you're doing is lifting weights, then maybe go take the Zumba class, do cardio, do something different than what you're doing. Do it. So say if you're doing cardio, say you're doing steady state cardio, you get on the treadmill for 20 minutes and your heart rate is whatever it is, you bring it up to 120 and it stays there for 20 minutes, same. Do something different. Now bring it up to 140 and then let it come back to 90. Bring it up to 140 or 130, let it come back to 90. So whatever you're doing, do something a little bit different, shocking the body. But you combine those two things, calorie cycle and change up your exercise, your body will go, what? And you'll probably see some movement.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And you can email me and I can give you more details if I get more, if I understand more specifically what you're doing. Great questions. Love it. Anybody else? And that's pretty common, by the way. The body is stopping and it starts to plateau. You're in a plateau if your weight, your body fat, and your circumference or your inches have all stayed the same. So if you measured yourself, maybe chest, waist, hips, maybe bicep, maybe legs, 6 weeks from now, measure again. If your scale stays the same, but then the inches are down, at least you're going in the right direction. All right. Anybody else? Well, with that, I guess I will say thank you all for coming here. Appreciate your questions and showing up. Great to have some of my old friends back and some new ones back as well. So thank you for that. And I will see you guys all next time. So thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks.